Please join me on the journey to discover the amazing ancient empire of Egypt. I will continue with a short series on the topic. Before I kindly request you to view this video as a precursor to the next videos on the topic. Experience the spectacular atmosphere of the longest-lasting empire. The ancient Egyptian civilization, lasting over 3,000 years, was one of the most influential and iconic in history. Egypt formerly had a vast empire spanning from Syria to Sudan. Ancient Egypt began as a network of independent city-states along North Africa's Nile River before becoming an empire. The city-states were called after the flow of the Nile, with Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north. In about 3100 BC, the two portions merged, becoming a unified Egyptian state for millennia. The Egyptian people were led by around 300 monarchs, known as pharaohs. Pharaoh, meaning great house in Egyptian, was never the ruler's official title. It only became associated with the ruling individual in contemporary times due to its use in the Hebrew Bible. These kings, who were not always male or Egyptian, protected the people and acted as divine liaisons between humanity and their many gods. Ancient Egyptians thought rulers became gods after death. To prepare for the afterlife, monarchs built complex tombs, such as the Great Pyramids at Giza, and underground mausoleums in the Valley of the Kings. Rulers buried their tombs with essential objects for the afterlife, such as gold, jewels, food, drink, and pets. Preparing for this journey to the gods required mummification. The deceased's body was embalmed and buried in the tomb for reanimation in the afterlife. Ancient Egyptian monuments like the Great Pyramids showcase the importance of religion and the Egyptian people's inventive and cultural power. Mathematical and written language innovations drove their civilization's success. Math, particularly measurement math, enabled Egyptians to use numbers to comprehend and control their world, unlike any other civilization. They created the cubit as a new measurement method. It was utilized to create complex structures like the Great Pyramid with precise geometry. Egyptians measured time. Using mathematics and astronomy, they devised a 24-hour day and the first 365-day solar calendar. Finally, Egyptians made Nile River land surveys. Civil engineering exploits enabled the development of dams, canals, and irrigation systems, promoting agriculture in the Nile Valley. The ancient Egyptians developed written languages to describe their environment, in addition to numerical principles. Hieroglyphic writing is the oldest and most famous. Around 3150 BC, the Old Kingdom developed a system with around 700 visual characters. Inscriptions on monuments and pottery were primarily utilized for decorative or ceremonial purposes. Later, hieratic writing emerged from the hieroglyphic system. This cursive font was written in ink for practical purposes. Papyrus paper was made from the abundant papyrus plant near the Nile River. The ancient Egyptians used this medium for communication and record-keeping, advancing their administrative skills and spreading their culture across thousands of years. Ancient Egypt's linguistic, mathematical, spiritual, religious, and political achievements are precedent for future civilizations. Like all great empires, ancient Egypt ended. Successive invasions by the Persian Empire in the 4th century BC and the Roman Empire from 30 BC led to its final conquest. Few civilizations can boast a 3,000-year history and significant cultural contributions that persist today. Please like and subscribe to get early notification of my follow-up video on this topic.